Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ivy Tiger Talks. This is episode number 5. My name is Brody.
I'm Sahara, and today we're joined by Iowa Valley Varsity football coach, Mr. Bowlin.
Hey, honored.
Yeah, great to have you on here.
Also best pre-calc teacher.
Boom.
Pre-calc is hard, but I feel like I would not be able to do it if it was a different teacher.
That's why you got to take college math. That class is great.
Oh, yeah, the best.
Oh, yeah, I love card
Don't
games.
give away all our secrets yet.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't. It's a great class if you get the chance to take it.
Yeah, and if you go to a different school, then I guess you're
Then that
missing
sucks to
out.
be you because it's the best school ever.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so you kind of want to take us through how you came to Marengo, because obviously we know you're not from here.
Yeah, Marengo. Let's see. I went to college at Co. Played football there. You know, when I first went to college, I was like, I'm all football, you know, and I didn't really think about my future. You know, I was just a dumb young guy there. And then, you know, I got to be a junior, and I went into the education route. I worked with kids in college. You know, I did some after-school program stuff. So, anyway, once I got done student teaching, I applied one other place. I applied at Benton Community, you know, and I did not get the job there. Unbelievable.
That is really
but,
unbelievable.
you know, the principal there was Mr. Bishke, and he was here before he went over there, and I think he threw my name to Iowa Valley because they actually hired a math teacher from Iowa Valley to Benton. She was going to be their softball coach, and he told them, you know, hey, this guy, you guys should look at him. And so they gave me a call, and I showed up for an interview, and I brought a video of myself student teaching, and then I got hired like the next day. I didn't even put an application in.
Dang.
I know.
Fate.
So it was fate that I showed up here, and so it's my 14th year now, and it's been a lot of fun, and you know, lots of ups and downs, obviously, but more ups than downs, I would say. So
Yeah, that is
Was
crazy.
Mrs. Bowlin here first or you?
I was here first. We can get into that convo later.
Okay.
You know,
Okay,
love
wait.
at first sight when she walked in the door.
Oh, you hear that, Mrs. Bowlin?
Yeah, that was, I don't know which way, but I was doing my hall duty. I better tell it now. I was doing my
Yeah.
hall duty, and she walked in, and I was wearing, you know, shorts and a T-shirt, and she's like, this guy, you know, he's not even a teacher. He's just some Gomer only coach that doesn't, you know.
The coach stereotype.
Yeah,
it's
she
like,
stereotyped me right away, and it's like, and then, you know, she watched me in action, you know, and she's like, he's okay. And then, you know, we went to an Iowa basketball game, and the rest is history.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You got a state fan to go to a state alumni to go to an Iowa basketball game.
I know. Isn't that impressive?
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's amazing. So obviously you're the head football coach. We kind of want to talk about a little bit of football, like this previous season, how you think it went, you know?
Well, I think for being my second year as a head coach, you know, I've been on the staff for 14 years, and I would say our record does not justify our team, you know? I mean, I think we made tons of strides in 1 year, you know? I mean, you've played on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like just the camaraderie, the team, the work ethic, everything the guys did, you know, I know we finished off maybe not where we thought we should be, but I think we competed like crazy. You know, we lost some close games, but it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you that. I had more fun, you know, this year than I've had in a long time. And I love sports, you know, but everybody will tell you, you know, you got to make the best of it. But the players you have make really, you know, they bring the energy, and
Yeah.
they're the most fun. They make it fun, you know. I mean, he's an energy bringer, you know, and so he kind of sets the tone. And I think, you know, I mean, we had an offense that was just crazy. You know, I mean, we played in crazy games. Our district was crazy, and I think everybody that watched that knew it. You put us against a lot of other teams, and we're gonna beat a ton of teams. You know, and
Yeah.
but I'd say the way we competed and the guys we had, and I think it shows when you look at kind of the accolades that you guys got at the end. You know, we had a lot of guys get recognized on a team that was middle of the pack in the district. You know, but we had a ton of stats that, you know, spoke for themselves, and I think the guys that played on the field, that kind of spoke for themselves too. You know, I always tell him a story, but you know, you go talk to their coach and they say, "Man, that number 26, he's something out there." You know, they know who he is on film. So when people scout someone, I mean, they know who the guys are. So I think we had a way better season than some people will maybe put it in there. You know, but
Yeah.
you kind of got to live it to know where you're at. And obviously, everybody main goal is to win and make it, you know, as far as you can, and you know, those are great goals to have. But when you look back at what you did accomplish, I think you guys, you know, brought a lot to the table, and a lot to be proud of. I love watching, like rewatching you guys play. So
Yeah.
I think everybody got better. And everybody's still learning. And obviously, I'm still a young head coach, so I'm learning, trying to get better every year. And I think we made strides all the way around. And
Definitely.
new faces, but a lot of great things going on right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss that. Just showing up to football practice. Some days when the music's pumping, you get the pads. Oh, just hitting
Carding, jamming out.
Oh, yeah, we play the guitar,
getting
dude.
everybody going. So.
It is. It's a fun atmosphere.
Even not for a football player, football is just fun. For the student section, if only I feel like my favorite student section to be in is football, because I don't even know how to explain it. It's just even like on Fridays at school when all the boys and girls are wearing jerseys.
Yeah, it's
And
like
then-
it's another life.
Yeah.
You're like. You got to be in it, and then you kind of, I don't know, football can transform anybody into a different person,
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. You might have the quietest person out there, and they're just a killer on the floor. You might have, Sahara, the nicest person, but you see her in the stand, she's like, yeah! So, I mean, it's just a different atmosphere, which everybody that goes, or, it's easy to be a fan of. It's easy to root for,
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
The amount of driving and the distance I've traveled to watch football, like our school, like the 2 hours,
Yeah.
but
Heck
it's
yeah.
worth it.
It totally is worth it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come back to see what you guys have for next season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think I just look at kind of where we're at, weight room wise, guys getting faster, getting stronger. I think everybody's starting to kind of see it, and we're making huge gains. And not saying we've always had tons of good stuff in the weight room. I just think the amount of speed work that Coach Kroll does, and I think the amount of time he puts in there, I mean, it definitely has paid off, and it's going to, we've had a great tradition here, and I think, we haven't lost that, but we need to get back to the top. And I
Yeah.
think that's, I think everybody's working for that, and that's, that's obviously one of our main goals, and just to put Iowa Valley up there above, in anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I love sports in general, so I root for everybody to just work their butt off, and just whatever they do, I want to be the best.
Yeah.
Kriegel says that a lot for wrestling. Don't bet against us.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to listen to those things. I mean, if you buy into that, he's a culture guy. Everybody should be,
Oh,
but
100%.
you buy into that culture, it's going to pay off. I mean, you can testify to that, and I think a lot of other people can. If you commit to it and you set your thoughts right, and you do the right things, it's always it's gonna work out in your favor.
Definitely.
There's no doubt about it.
Kind of like with the coaching, like you guys put like so many hours in coaching, like just watching film, teaching us all this stuff. Like, how has that changed from being like not a head coach? Like, how has that changed for you?
I'd say, I mean, about the amount of time you put in, I don't know. I mean, I think, being an assistant coach and being, with Coach Snitker there, I feel like the amount of time was probably comparable,
Yeah.
I know that Coach Kroll, he is nonstop watching film,
Like,
I mean,
I don't even get how you watch that much.
I
film.
mean, you sit there for hours just watching it, you
Yeah.
fall asleep watching film, you wake up, you watch it, and you try to you're trying to get an edge somewhere, and just learn, anything, any type of edge. But that's part of what you want to do, though. I mean, I guess I think I obviously coach basketball, and I mean, I don't even think I went to bed after a game on basketball. I'd go home, I'd watch the game, I'd do the stats, it'd be like 1 o'clock. Dang, I gotta go to school tomorrow. So but it's what you sign up for. I mean, that's why you love sports, I guess. And that's I tell you, I probably wouldn't teach if I wasn't involved in sports. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not what drove.
Yeah.
Being a teacher, I do think I work really hard, and I try to be a good teacher, and I try not to slack off. All the time.
I like those days when you do though. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
but
lie.
I mean, that's a coaching is a bonus to teaching, and it's probably what brought me to education in general, is being able to be out there, and you get some special people to work with and form some special relationships, and then that's all worth it in the long run. A good day on the field will beat a bad day in the classroom, and
Yeah.
you'll forget about that anytime.
Especially 8th hour on Fridays, you're just like, oh, I just can't stop thinking about this game tonight, like
Heck
during
yeah.
football season.
Yeah, I mean, you got 30 minutes in, and you're like, oh, man. We got to get on this bus. Like, we were at to take a break, guys.
Yeah.
So
Did you always think you were gonna be a coach, or did this just kind of happen during college?
I think growing up, I probably had it in the back of my mind most of the time. I guess I know my parents were not big into. I mean, they supported sports and they loved going to them, but they didn't play a lot of sports growing up, they were just willing to take us to whatever the heck we want to do, and they do anything. They love them. I mean, they watch sports like no other. But I didn't have like a parent that was a coach. I had a grandpa that played football, and I always I admired, wanted to be like him. And he played big. He played for the Sooners, So I was like,
Dang.
I wanted to be.
That's impressive.
I wanted to be like him, And then, and then I respected my coaches. They may not know that as much, I mean, you know how it goes when you're young. Shoot, you maybe make some bad decisions.
Definitely.
And maybe you have a bad attitude when you're a sophomore or junior. But the older you get, obviously I played college, and the older you get, the more and more you're like. And I always respected them, but they probably didn't know as much as you do until you're gone, And then it's like, man, they made an influence, They impacted your life, and then you think like that's. I look back on it and I enjoyed every part of it, even when I got yelled at, I mean, when you look, the initial thing, you're like, you don't know what you're talking about. But in the long run, it's like, yeah, I was being an idiot. So.
And then you're yelling at kids for the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I reflect on that when I go home, though. I'm like, I just chewed this kid's butt. And then, I'm like, I got my butt chewed and I deserved it. So
Yeah,
they'll think back, I remember one girl, I'll tell you this. She might listen. Lily Sy, I kicked her out of practice one day in basketball.
Dang.
And, I see her now quite a bit. We joke. She's awesome. I love her. But we go, and she'll go, I remember you kicked me out. I went home crying to my dad, and my dad goes, good. You probably deserved it. And
What did she even do?
And then, she just, we had a good team. She wasn't working up to her potential, and she didn't want to be there, so I just told her to go. And she did, and she left, and she came back the next day. And every time I see her now, she goes, I totally deserve that. And I mean, we have a great relationship now. And we did then too, but it's one of those things. Heated moment,
I definitely, like, during practice, like, if you'd yell, I'd get so scared. Like, it wouldn't even be, like, at me. And I'd be like, dude, come on, just, like,
Yes,
just
the
do
feeling
what he says.
when someone else is getting yelled at, not by you, but, like, in general, when someone else is getting in trouble, and it's like,
yeah, and then, like,
my heart
come
starts beating
on,
fast, and I
just
didn't even
do it
anything.
right this time.
Yeah.
I think you gauge, like, I don't want to think of myself as just a yeller because I don't, that's not how you want to be remembered. But obviously you have some fire and you get fired up about things that happen. And if you gauge like the years of football, of yelling, I'd say in my first year there's probably a lot more yelling than there was in the second year.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody did things a little more on the same scale and everything was clicking a little more in the second year,
Yeah.
But I think assistant, I mean, I don't hold back, I guess, I don't know. I feel like your best players have to be held as accountable as your, not I won't say worst players, but you got all aspects of the players out there, and I think everybody needs to be held accountable.
Definitely.
And everybody's part of the team, And I guess that's a big thing. Is sometimes I don't know if you want kids to know that they're part of that. You do a team thing, you want everybody to want to be there. So, I feel like we're getting there. Like
Definitely.
everybody feels wanted. And has a place there. So
100%. I kind of with that, like, I hate when people, like, they show up to practice and they're like, yeah, I don't want to be here, and then they don't try. That kind of, like, irritates me, even though I'm not the coach, obviously. I just, like, come on, dude, just try. You're here for, like, what, an hour and a half maybe?
I don't remember what this.
it's
maybe
almost like pre-calc, Sahara. You show up and it's like, if you don't want to be there, you don't give an effort. You're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, it's like just an hour. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not having a great day or something.
That's just hard.
Like,
I try.
She
like,
does.
After trying
one
so
day
much,
she told me, I just don't like this.
I try so hard.
She does. I'm giving her crap. She's my favorite.
you hear it first.
That's
8th
right.
hour pre-calc.
Number
Oh,
one.
they're gonna be so upset.
Number 1.5.
Oh,
All right.
there we go.
There we go.
There we go. I
But
like it.
I don't remember where this example was. Maybe it was dance, but like the amount of time that you're practicing is only like a small % of your day. So like while you're there, might as well just
Yeah.
like.
And it's hard. You can go through a full day of school and you be gassed out, at 3:17. And I don't know. There's something though, when you got your greatest competitors, there's something that flips, And I always tell people, if I'm having a bad day, I can fake it with the best
Yeah,
of them,
I've heard that. Yeah, you've said that.
I will show up and you will not have a clue, Like I'm gonna bring as much as I can and I'll fake it and you won't even know,
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, Mrs. B might know when I get home, but that's all right? So
Yeah.
I think, but that's a lot of being young and learning things, I'll tell you, the older you get, you look back on things, you're like, like I said, even practice-wise, you're like, man, I was an idiot during that practice,
Mm-hmm.
But, it all, when you reflect, it all kind of comes to, and you're like, yeah, I was only there for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like, I should have just gone out, or
Mhm.
I had 8 games, like there's no sense not to lay it out there for, all you got and see whatever you can do.
Yeah.
And but again, it's a mindset, and I feel like the older you get, the more you get to it,
Definitely. Like
you
my
have
freshman
the
year,
mindset of, a killer
yeah.
now,
I
so.
think like just the coaches I've had like really made me get that mindset. You, Kriegel, like all these coaches, I'm like, they're tough SOBs. Like they want to get stuff done. It kind of like shaped me to who I am. Like I want stuff. I'm super competitive. I want stuff to get done. I want to win. I want to do it the right way. Just all these coaches really ingrained that in my brain.
He wants to win so bad. If
Yeah.
you do a relay race in the gym,
I'll literally get
he'll
upset with
leave-
my team.
He will
I
leave that gym
I
if
felt-
he's not winning that day.
That
so.
was a really bad day for me. and
No,
I-
everybody has them, but you know
Yeah.
what? That's what's in the heart.
Yeah.
Like it's you
That
gotta
day.
want to win, right? The will to win is awesome. So
Yep.
even if it pisses you off.
Oh,
Oh gosh, dang.
Oh, it's okay.
That is the first bad word. I told myself
we'll
before I
bleep
came
it. We'll
here I
bleep it.
was
Don't
not
worry.
gonna be swearing on this thing. All
It
right.
is okay. We'll bleep it. Don't worry.
Mrs. Barons is gonna be coming after me now.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Kind of with that bad practice, I was obviously during track, if anyone didn't know. But so obviously you help out with track. How do you like kind of feel about the track team this year?
I'm excited. Like, we miss a couple guys, but it's all right. We all understand, I mean, you've had an awesome career and we don't blame you for anything. So,
Yeah.
but I'm excited. I really think guys are starting to like figure out their speed is like their potential, and I think they're excited. Like they're challenging each other, even in the mornings in the weight room, it's a challenge. You want to beat your best and you want to beat your friend,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the competitiveness of track, and I don't say like I feel like Coach Kroll has brought like the true competitiveness of
I think
track
so,
into
too.
things.
Yeah.
Like we're not gung ho track people, but there's so much to gain from track. I didn't run track in high school. Wish I would have. I played baseball, played basketball, played football. So I kind of went for basketball, and then I didn't do anything in the spring. And I played a lot of home run derby with my other friends, but we had an awesome track program. I mean, we won state when I was in high school.
Dang.
As a track program, I wasn't part of it, I look back, I'm like, it would have been awesome to be
Yeah,
part
it
of
would've been
that.
super
Even
cool.
being part of it last year, the guys that did make it there, like it's such a like fulfillment, to see those guys, just the work they put in. And I think we're going to be tough. We got some new guys out, and we've got speed. We got some big boys,
Yeah.
we go back to football. I keep talking about like some of our guys, I just think our size is going to sneak up on people. I think we got some guys that are really going to
Definitely.
come up and they're going to be tough, so.
Got some big boys in the
Yeah, we've got speed, we've got skills, and we've got some big boys that are coming through that are, that's what you need. You need those big boys to step up, and
Definitely.
it'll be awesome. So I'm excited. The track season will be fun. I think there's gonna be some guys that really show up and are gonna, prove themselves, and I think if I had to bet, we're gonna have more people up there this year than we
Definitely.
did last year.
Yeah.
So. I'm
That's
excited. Coach Kroll's rocking it. Coach Kestner is awesome to work with.
definitely.
He's a guy who'll just joke around.
He
all
is a
day,
character.
So.
I am gonna miss the parties in the garage.
Oh yeah,
Those
but
are-
he's a competitor. Like a Hoyt. Like he
yeah.
wants to win so bad.
That's
Top
top goal almost
Yeah.
every time.
Absolutely.
Get that win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Track. I wish I was a runner, but I
I
just
feel like you could be.
Did you ever do track like in JI?
in junior high I did
What'd
what
you
did
run?
you? Yeah. What did you run?
like sprints.
Like
Yeah.
100s?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago. It was just
Was it just a straightaway, right in front of the grandstand?
yeah. I don't know.
Everybody's
It's
yelling.
Not a,
"It's
not a,
closing."
no.
That
it's
is the
not a-
worst part about track. I think I just don't like when like people watch me run.
Embarrassing.
That's what gives that adrenaline.
It
though,
does.
you
It
know?
really
Yeah.
does because like I feel like to do really good. or
Yeah,
else-
and like your nerves. I always think like when people talk about nerves before a game, I think they're awesome. Like.
You were talking about that not that long ago.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like nerves before anything are just like, just building you up to
It
let
just gives you
something
that-
great out.
yeah.
Like I don't know, I get more nerves coaching than I did playing.
Really?
Like playing. Yeah, there were nerves for big games, but like coaching, I mean, I can feel like my whole body just tense. before a game and just like, whoa, this is gonna be crazy.
I
Like,
used to get those, but I never do anymore. Like when I sing or when I dance or like give speeches for FFA, like anymore I just don't.
even when you gave that speech, you're FFA on Monday, right?
Yeah, I just I
And
don't know. I just do
no
it.
nerves. You just got up there.
Yeah.
So you're a natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like think about it. Like, I feel like I would look more. My nerves would be like I'm afraid I look dumb, but I feel like I would look more dumb if I don't. Like, if you can tell that I'm nervous, I don't know. So I just hide it, I guess.
That's crazy.
So you have hidden nerves there.
Yeah. Like leading up to it, like or whenever like at the state fair I sang the national anthem like for the parade of champions, and like everyone was like, "Are you nervous?" And I don't know. No.
Where was that?
At the state fair, it's like
Oh yeah.
parade of champions. It's like for all the I don't know.
This is
The winners
the
of-
national anthem makes me like I love the national anthem.
I do too.
I feel
like
I
there's
do it all the time.
and I think we got some students that sing it so great. Like our basketball games when they
They are
sing it.
good.
Like,
the
whoa.
boys like Johnson, Bo, and
Yeah.
Aiden, when they do it, I just love when.
I
they
mean,
do
if
it
there's something like that's when my nerves are at the highest point.
during the
I
national
might,
anthem.
yeah, and maybe even a tear if it's a really good. I'm not a crier, but I have been known to
Today,
shed a tear
In
during
choir,
those
we
things.
sang it. So, we had a wrestling duel at Highland, I think. It was like one of the first ones, not the first one, but they did the national anthem, and like me and Ella were like, "Whoa, this is really good." And Mr. Shorting knows their director, so he asked them for it, so we learned it, and so we just like went over it today. And I don't know, when I was just like when we were singing it, I was like thinking about the words, because before we were talking about everything that's happening in Ukraine and Russia, and then when we were singing it, I was like actually like thinking about what it means, and my eyes started watering, and I've never done that
Yeah,
during the
it's
national
a
anthem.
powerful song. You
Yeah.
know?
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
So before the podcast, you said you got some questions for us. You wanna hit us with those?
Oh, I bring these up to Sahara sometimes. I think you guys like got this voice here. When you guys leave and you guys got your own podcast, number one, what's the name gonna be of your new podcast?
That is a really good question.
When
That is
you
like the
guys
hardest
are
thing.
making money, doing this for real, making millions. I
We're
think
close to making money on this one.
Yeah, we need there's this thing called Anchor, and once you get a certain amount of like viewers on it, you can start making ad money.
What?
And we're almost there. We need like
Well,
I think-
that's going to lead me into my second question, all right? Number
okay.
one was the name, We
Okay.
need a name for Brody and Sahara here. I mean, you
The
can
name is
keep,
hard.
You can keep
The
your
Tiger
name.
Talks was easier because
Okay,
like,
yeah, because we like had like
yeah.
a thing like our school. We kind of had like an
But,
idea of
like,
what we're gonna stick with.
everything else,
Like,
I don't know.
Hey,
So-
I thought of this question. I have one for you.
all right,
All right, it's the stupidest name ever, but I got it.
completely fine.
It's play on words here. We got the Brohara dessert.
Hey, I'm actually
It's
gonna
like,
write that down. I'm
you-
gonna write that
yeah,
down. That
a little
When-
taste.
When did you think of that?
Not a lie. When you guys told me I was on here, I'm like, what can I ask these guys? And then I'm like, what should their name be? And then
Hey.
I was probably in bed at 10:30 at night.
I have it written down.
How crazy is that? So
I do.
The Brohara dessert. I think like you got the Sahara. I don't know the Sahara Desert, but this is the Brohara dessert. And we're getting a little taste of the Brohara dessert there.
That's actually a great name. I'm not gonna lie.
But then I thought, man, I shouldn't say this because most of the people with all these awesome podcasts, it's like the Dan Patrick Show.
it's just like the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's creative, funny. I think people
Yeah.
would click on it just
Yeah.
for the name, just literally the name.
The Pat McAfee Show.
Yeah,
The
just
guy got signed a
Joe
$40
Rogan
million
experience.
contract, right? At Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Imagine.
$40 million.
You get
And
paid
all he
to
does
just
is
have
you
talk.
know what he did? He gave every single one of his cronies that work with him, just gave them all either $1 or $2 million, like just straight up.
That's
He didn't
insane.
even need it. This was extra money this guy makes off his podcasts. Like he was already making millions.
Yeah.
So that's my next question: is when you guys start your podcast, I want to be one of your Danettes. The
wanna be a part of
Patrick
it?
Show has his Danettes.
I think it's a great idea.
Dude, I can
Yeah.
research everything.
Perfect.
Useless knowledge. You bring it on. I'll bring it to you.
I think it'd be comical with you on it. I think
Yeah.
it'd be great.
Yeah, or I could be like your Aaron Rodgers that shows up
Shows up, yeah,
once a week.
occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, and be like just get on there.
We just get a little Zoom call or whatever.
Yeah.
during class or something, you got like a free period, we just call you or
Yeah.
something. I think that'd be
But if you guys are
fantastic.
making millions, obviously, I just want to come work for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's on camera right now. We start making millions. You're working for
Boom.
us even before that.
I love it.
Imagine getting paid that much just to talk to people.
Yeah, you get to talk to people, do all
There's
these
so
cool
many people that
things.
do, though.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a dream job.
You just have to have
It's my
great,
dream job. That's what I
great
want to do.
useless knowledge.
My
Follow
dream
the right
job
things.
is definitely to be like social media. I would love to do that. Like get paid to do social media.
Oh yeah.
That would be so fun.
That
And
seems
some
so fun
people
to me.
just talk about crazy stuff that nobody believes,
Exactly.
but yet they make all this money because everybody just wants to talk about how crazy these people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you either got to be really crazy, really creative, or a little bit of both. You know,
But hey, a
It's
little
all
bit of
good,
both.
Yeah.
It's all good. I mean, me and Eli kind of talked about it this summer, starting one about like talking about sports and stuff. Cause like obviously he's in Wartburg and I'll be in UNI next year. So he's only about a 20-minute drive. We hook up like every Wednesday or something. I feel like it'd be comical, me and him. You
Yeah.
know, just start our own thing.
You don't
Even
leave
having
your wing
multiple?
girl though. You need
No,
her.
yeah, no.
You need
We definitely
her.
need
She's-
Sahara.
That's a long drive.
Hey.
Every Wednesday. My Wednesdays are full.
I'll
All right, we'll
zoom
do it on
it
the-
in.
yeah,
zoom
we'll
it
Zoom
in,
call you.
yeah,
Perfect.
zoom it
Yeah.
in.
No, we're just fine.
What other questions do I got for you guys? State wrestling was last week. Both of you were there.
Yep.
You know, I mean, let's elaborate a little bit here. Let's
That
talk
is-
about your nerves
Yeah.
and yours, because you know you're a big deal there. You got
Okay.
to be there. You've been there
Yeah.
watching all year, so and you're like the glue to the wrestling program. You know,
The
Yeah.
managers.
you are. You managers are a big deal.
I feel like we're the go-to people when people are like, okay, is Brody gonna, like, they want to know, like, about the other kid, because when we sit in broadcast class and we just, like, look at track, and then I watch a lot of wrestling, too, like, people, like, who are in basketball or something, they ask us, like,
Oh, all the
stuff
time.
like, yeah,
Do you have your own huddle account?
no, but
Coach
I have,
Kriegel should give you one.
Yeah, I'm surprised you actually
start
don't have your own.
scouting for these
but
guys.
I
Yeah.
have a track
Track
flow-
wrestling?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that account, so I watch, like, other people.
Yeah.
I watch those. I
Definitely.
should have a huddle account.
I know.
I'm-
We'll
I'm
get
asking
on him
for
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, usually I just like ask someone else, like, can I watch this match, and they just like play it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you nervous for Brody?
Yeah, I was, cause I don't know, the people you had, like, I knew that they were gonna be close.
I mean, were you screaming?
No, but I'm bouncing my leg right now, but
Yeah.
I bounce my. That's like one of my biggest things. Or I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like I get more nervous for him to wrestle at state than I do doing my own thing.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, state is just a crazy environment. Being down on those mats and just looking up at all the, like, I can still picture right now, just, like, looking up at all those people, like, so high up there, and you're like, man, maybe they're not all watching me, but they're all going to.
But
Yeah.
it feels that way.
It
you know?
does.
It's got to be one of the best feelings, you know?
It is
Yeah.
intense. Like, even just warming up on those mats, you got that big screen right above you.
Mhm.
It's one of the craziest things, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it. Like, those 2 years that I did. Even, like, my last match that I wrestled,
Right.
my mom says that I heard her, because he must have got poked in the eye or something, so there's, like, a little break. And I happened to look up to where they're sitting, and she's like, yelled, "Come on, Brody," or something like that, her and my mom. Her and my dad, I mean. And I just looked up, and I was like, man, this is the, like, coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I see all them up there cheering on me, and it's just intense.
Yeah, which it was a great match, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I watched
So
it on
close.
TV. I would have, loved to be there, but I mean, you did what Brody does, you know?
Mhm.
You were right there. 2 seconds. It's a tough way to go out, but
Real tough.
you
yeah.
went out, fighting it,
So
all you
close.
could, you know?
Would you rather lose like that close or get like pinned right away?
I don't like being pinned. I was only pinned once this year, and I was really trying to go the whole year without getting pinned once. And
So
then,
it's better to lose like that close.
I don't know if it's better, but I would rather not get pinned.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, nobody likes to lose. But I thought
Yeah.
you represented, man,
Yeah.
like you're fighting.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah. It was a good match, too.
Mhm.
You
It was
know?
so
It could have gone
sad,
either
though.
way.
I know,
Mean,
it
you
was
guys
right
both going
there.
crazy at the end there trying to get that takedown, and, so,
Yeah, when he got the 2, I just put my head down. And I was like, man,
yeah.
that's it.
It's over.
I may have cried for a little bit, but
That's all good. I think
I think the worst part was seeing my mom, because all that time she spent watching
Oh,
me,
yeah.
and that was the last time
Yeah.
she's gonna watch me. It was
and wrestling
emotional.
is such an intense, like, emotional sport because it's so
time.
individualized, you
Mhm.
know? Like,
Yeah.
It's all you. I mean,
Yeah, that's what
obviously
I love about
you
it,
have
though.
your teammates, and they're a huge part of what you do in there, you know. And I wasn't a wrestler, but I watch it, you know, and I love watching people I know.
Mm-hmm.
If I just went and watched, like,
You'd be like,
I go watch Iowa State, like,
Yeah.
I'll go cheer for them, but it's not as exciting. Like, if I
Yeah.
go watch Brody versus anybody, it's like, hey, I love
You kinda
this,
get
you
that,
know?
like,
yeah,
come
you
on.
feel like you are in there with them, you know?
100%.
And
Especially sitting on the side of the mat, like.
When you
I
record them?
Well, I usually do the computer, but yeah.
and we have such a good following here, you know? I
Yes.
Oh,
mean,
definitely.
like,
Definitely.
you got to be able to feel it out. I mean, I just feel like everybody just feels like they're part of it out there.
Oh,
you know?
100%.
So-
I love the home duels. Our crowd is
It's like you
Intense.
cannot find anywhere to sit
Yeah.
when we have
it's
home duel.
amazing.
And it's sad that we only have 2 this year. Like.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's not that many home duels
Yeah.
usually. But it's
Yeah,
just a
that's
great
what
atmosphere.
I mean. Like compared to like basketball when they have like half of their games are at home. And then we
Mhm.
only have,
Which
like,
those were intense too. Like we
Yeah.
had a great
Definitely.
crowd this year. You know,
Yes.
things were
Great crowd.
awesome.
We
We
did.
had 2 good seasons. A lot of fun to watch. So
100%.
but something about wrestling fans. They're just they're a different breed.
Different
you know,
breed.
Different.
Yeah.
built different.
they are.
Definitely.
They are. So I got friends that are wrestlers, and they're just
Such a time commitment too.
they're just mean. There's something in them.
Oh, you gotta be tough.
Yeah, they'll do
Always
anything.
tough.
you
I
know?
mean, it's tough sport. Like, even during practice, they'll get knocked down. Oh, my goodness. Get hurt all the time. I'm starting to get cauliflower, and I'm done now, but, like, that stuff hurts. I
Yeah.
remember Quinn was tying up with me, and he smacked it. And, I almost dropped to my knees crying. It's tough, but
Ow.
I love it. I just love that tough, like, thing. Like, I feel like if it was easy, obviously more people would do it.
Yeah.
But, like, that toughness, it just brings something out of you.
Yeah, and you got to be out there, and you're like I said, it's you. I mean,
Mhm.
there's no lying. You're either.
You
I mean,
lose,
and
it's
not
not
everybody's gonna be the
somebody else.
greatest, but you know, like what kind of work it takes, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what wrestling does is you get to see yourself just get better and better and better.
Definitely.
You know.
I love that aspect where it's like.
And if you're not,
you.
the only person you can point at is yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
There's
So,
no like, oh, you missed something, or you missed this pass, or you dropped or all this. No, it's on you.
Yeah.
You
know.
lost. You did something.
And
wrong.
there's studs. I mean, you're in Iowa.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna run into
definitely.
somebody that, you know, might be better than you, and that's life. You know. So
Mhm.
it teaches you a lot too. You know.
Oh yeah.
So
It's very humbling. Like
Yeah.
if you think you're just all great and grand, and then you go to state tournament and bam, there's this kid that is insane.
Yeah.
You're humbled real quick.
oh yeah,
Like, oh my goodness.
it's fun though.
It is. It definitely is.
I feel like I like it so much because I don't know. I spend so much time, like, at practice, just sitting there. And when we did Kriegel's podcast, he said that when like me, I just like watch practice the whole time. And,
Yeah.
And then like the Saturdays that are just so long, but like I would rather be doing that than anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like Sahara knows everything though about everybody.
Yeah.
Probably.
She watches.
She just
like,
watches
She
everything.
does. She's totally takes everybody
Like
in.
at state, like people will be like, I don't remember who I was saying next to, but they're like, who are you watching? I'm like, I just like there's so many matches. Like, oh, that's gonna be a good match because you know those two. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just-
You know, oh, these two kids are really
Yeah.
good. It's gonna be a great match between both of them. and-
Yeah.
I think I had to fill out. I love looking at what other teachers do too in school, and they made. I think it must have been Mrs. Colgard made people come get teachers say what your best qualities are. You know,
Mhm.
was that you? I feel like you brought one of those to me, but
Oh yeah.
yeah. And she is an observer of her peers. You know, like she totally knows what
Yeah.
everybody's doing, and she's invested in them. You can tell. You know, like.
Definitely.
I mean, that is one of her top qualities. I didn't even have to know her to know, like, she could tell you what you want,
Yeah,
you know? Like,
definitely.
she knows.
100%.
That's why I like listening around here. She knows you, you know?
Oh,
Like, yeah.
I think it's
great.
a great duo we got here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like what we were talking earlier, who the next person would be, like when I leave, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be, who you have that connection with.
I don't know if I would do because I feel like it's gotta be a guy, but I don't know in my grade or a sophomore or one of the current sophomores.
Garrett,
Yeah, I feel like
I feel like he'd
would
like
be
it.
good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good people out there, you know?
Definitely.
I mean,
So many people have asked to be on this thing. I
Oh
think,
my gosh, me
like,
too.
Hey.
literally everyone.
you just got to keep begging, guys.
That's
Hey,
how he's
if
on
you
here.
beg, you're going to get on there. That's what I tell them every
Exactly.
week. I say, hey, when's my turn? I'm ready.
And it's now.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
turn is now.
The
Yes.
time is now.
It's a good thing going. I love it.
Because I feel like you get to see a different side of people. Like a lot of people that don't go here just know you like the coaching aspect, but now they get to see like a different part. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
And
great thing.
they might just still have the same, vision of you when they're done. Or they
Maybe.
may be like, oh, that guy's okay.
Yeah, that guy's cool. I
Or
like
they're like,
him.
he's the same idiot I thought he was. So.
Yeah.
That's all right though. This thing's just been amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of times people tell me, people that I barely even know, well, I know who they are, but I don't like personally know them, but they'll tell me that they've watched all my podcasts. I'm like, I don't know, this is crazy to me.
It is.
Like, and sometimes people from other schools will be like, oh, I listened to your podcast. I'm like, really?
Heck
like,
yeah.
the point was to get it, so, like, to listen to it, but it just, like, still shocks
It's
me.
like
People,
you
like,
put Iowa Valley on the map everywhere. You know?
And
This
especially-
thing might be huge, like real huge someday.
yeah,
yeah.
maybe. Especially when they can,
insane.
even when they can tell you, like, what you're talking about, like, wow, you really did watch it
Yeah,
and
I'd be like,
listen.
oh, you
Yeah.
actually really listened to this. You
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
just
I
kinda
make it a
skim through
point every week. I'm like, boom.
Gotta
If
watch
you guys did it daily, I'd probably, I'd
Oh.
walk. I'd take my dog on a walk. I'd put on,
I wish we could do it daily.
Tiger Cast and
Yeah.
just go.
That would be great to do it daily. The
Yeah.
only bad thing
A
is
lot of work. You're
scheduling.
not making
Yeah.
money. When you're making your millions,
hey,
you're,
then
yeah,
you
there
do.
you go.
And it's easy. It's just fun
Mhm.
at that point.
You still have to get an education, I guess.
I
Gosh.
guess.
What would
I
you go to school for if you wanted to do this as a job?
maybe like social media.
Maybe, like media
something.
communications?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was thinking about business before all this started. But I think I might change it to that.
Hey, the thing about college is you don't have to know what you're doing when you go. Obviously everybody has a plan, or you don't have a plan. It's not a big deal because you can go and you don't have to say, I'm going to do this when I go to college. Like, you find your way, you can start on something and totally just go another direction,
Yeah.
And it's all good because most of them you have that leeway to kind of make a decision after a year or two. That's why they got
Yeah.
the gen ed courses, and you find what you like and you find the people you like and what you want to do, and then it hits. So
I'm
don't
kinda
set
excited.
yourself on like one thing out of the gate.
That's so hard for me because I cannot have, I have to know exactly what's happening. And I went and did my schedule for next year, senior year, and Miss Houston was asking me, like, what I want to do and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I have no idea how to answer that. I just don't know. And then she was talking about schools, and then I was, like, thinking about everything, even before, like, when I was just sitting in, like, the little room before her office, just, like, thinking. And I was like, UNI seems like it'd be pretty good. Imagine if I went to UNI, then me and Brody could.
There we go. Now
Yeah.
you don't have to travel
Yeah.
an hour and a half every.
We could just.
Yeah, and
Start
maybe
again.
you're just podcasting every day, and then you're like, I don't even need to go to class anymore
Exactly.
because
By
I got no.
or it pays for college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
and
mean,
there you go.
That's what I'm saying. Dream big, right?
We could be
Exactly.
like Mark Zuckerberg, how he was in college and then he made his thing and he dropped out.
Yeah.
If we make a lot of money,
Yeah.
I'm
Then
I'm
we have
okay
to
with
come
that.
back because we'll both be in college. And then we have to come back to this one,
hey.
and then
If this thing is still going by the time we're done with college, I would love to be back on this thing.
yeah,
Heck
Silvers.
yeah.
I feel like by
Take note.
then, what? I think that'd be like by the time I graduate, my siblings would be about seniors. So maybe they're on it.
Yeah.
That'd be.
You're right. That'd be juniors.
Yeah.
When
right? When you graduate.
I think so.
My freshman year in college, they'll be freshmen. So my senior year in college, or
Okay.
like fourth
Yeah.
year.
So they'll be juniors in mine
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I graduate. Yeah, I think I'd be back on. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
Wait.
And we'll replay the old videos. They'll probably have all this new technology.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be
probably.
watching this thing and be like, man, look at that. Look at
Yeah.
that video. That thing's so old.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why does it look so bad? It looks so much. Yeah.
That's like, when you like watch things for me when I was younger, and I remember thinking like, wow, this quality is so good, like old Disney Channel and stuff. And then like, how we're remaking the lip dub. Like I remember when I watched that a long time ago, I was like, that quality is so good. But then now
If
looking
you
at
look
it, like,
it does not look good.
Yeah.
Now.
like,
Yeah.
and then in like 10 years from now, how good is the quality gonna be then? Like that's crazy.
I
to
know.
me.
Yeah.
It'll be wild. It's just, and everything just,
Everything's changing. All
it's-
this new stuff going
it's new
on.
technology. I feel like I'm up on technology, but man, there's just,
Like the newest thing comes out every year, or even sooner
Yeah.
than that.
yeah,
Like,
just look at, I'm 36 years old now, so 85 was when I was born. So I think, I always listen to some music, and lately we've been listening to the music through my eras, and it's like, man, this doesn't feel like that long ago, but you just look at watch those music videos. And you're like, look at these people.
Yeah,
you know?
when
What
we
the
were
heck?
in class the other day and we watched the best rap songs through
Since 1979.
yeah, and then half the people didn't even know the songs. Like, to me, that was crazy.
I didn't know half of them either. You got me to the 1990s. I was pretty rap, savvy then.
I was talking to my mom about that, and of course, that's her thing.
Oh yeah. Your moms are, the best too. You guys,
definitely.
they love what you guys do. I
100%.
could talk to them. They're just so excited. And that, talk about wrestling, talk to your mom. She's just so excited everything you do.
Yeah.
And it's great. You can feel it out of them though. So, shout out to the moms out there.
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, they
She
rock.
definitely likes to brag about us. My
That's
mom does.
doesn't that make you feel good though?
Yeah.
Even if it's embarrassing,
I'll be saying there if we're in public, and my mom's one of those people. If she sees someone in public, she'll talk to them for so long, and sometimes it gets annoying, and she knows that we get annoyed by that.
Oh yeah.
But then she'll just stand there and then tell people about the things I've been doing and FFA, district officer and stuff like that. And I just stand there I don't know what I'm supposed to say
you're
now.
Embarrassed, but then you're like, hey, you really
It's
do
like,
care.
yeah, I did that.
It's fun though. We had parent-teacher conferences last week, and it's kind of usually parents come in, they don't ever really talk about grades. They just
Yeah.
they're like, we just think we need to be here. Like, okay. So then we talk about them, and then you can just feel everybody's so proud of their kids, and it's fun to, and then you get to tell them about their kids too. And luckily most of the kids that I teach are pretty awesome. And I don't ever have anything bad to say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
I think my mom, she would go to them, and then, now she's just like, I don't think I got to go to the parent-teacher conference. I think they're doing good.
When elementary, I feel I don't know, was it you had to or what?
Oh, you got to go to those.
Yeah.
The elementary
But
one.
those you're now that I got kids, you go and you're tracking your kids. It's kind of fun to see their progress,
How they're doing.
and where they're at as far as the elementary,
Yeah.
aspect goes. So it's, I feel like those are necessary because, I don't
Yeah.
I shouldn't say I don't do my homework with my kids. My wife always does. So,
Yeah.
and I should do better at that. But, I mean, they do so well, and they love what they're doing, and such good teachers over there, too. So, I mean, I think, those kids are lucky to have them. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So then, after the elementary, when I got into junior high, I feel like my parents kind of stopped going to them. But then they started going to them again. The other day, they were like, I'm going to parent-teacher conferences. And since when do you go to those? And then they go home, and they were like, it's just so nice to hear your teachers say good things about you.
Yeah. It's fun, so.
Yeah.
That's like their getaway. They're like, we can go talk to these guys.
Yeah.
Get away from you guys for a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom always says that. She makes fun of us sometimes when we bother her. She's like, all right, I'm just leaving. I'm going to leave. She goes, what are you guys going to do without me? And we go, we do not know. If you just left one day. She always makes this thing. My dad, when he comes home, he, usually takes a nap or something. She goes, all right, I'm going to leave you, and your dad's just going to take a nap, and what are you going to do? You going to wake him up? We're like, no, we'll just fend for ourselves.
For one day, you might make it. And then the next day, you'd be like, oh, my gosh, what am I going to do today? So.
Yeah, I'd be like, can you make supper? Or
My dad always says, my mom, she always, feel has everyone's schedules memorized, and my dad is like, I don't know what's ever happening. And I don't know. My dad just can't. My mom really is the glue to our family.
Oh, yeah. The mothers are the key,
100%.
Mrs. B knows everything.
Yeah.
I just she gets so mad at me. We go on a trip. She's like, I say pack all this stuff, and I get all the kids ready, and he's like, he's out there in the garage just hanging out. Hey, you're not wrong, but
you're not wrong.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta just tell me what to do. I don't have this list, and I'm not good at lists.
Oh yeah.
I'm good at going to practice, but everything else, whoo.
It's so
funny.
I'm
getting better though. I'll tell you, I've tried to make it better. And try to,
it's so
show
funny
up.
when you are saying something, and for people who don't know, their rooms are connected. And when you're saying something, and she just opens the doors,
yeah.
And sometimes, and Bo said this one time when we were in comp, it's so different, the vibe being on different sides. I don't know, it's it's not one's worse than the other, but it's just a different vibe when you're in her room, and then she just opens the door so slow. It's so funny. And then when we're in your room, and then she opens the door, it's still funny. It's just different. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like when I open the door, I'm like a
Yeah,
boom,
it's right in.
I'm
You're-
coming
Yeah.
in when she's like a slow.
It's
like a
slow, and
slow-
then
It's
she's
like,
like,
oh,
what?
is she mad at us?
Yeah,
or
we're
is she
trying to
just
figure out
want to join
what's
this convo right now? I'm not sure.
And
And
you
then,
just blast through the door. You're like, oh, what's up?
and she's like, are you going to do anything today?
It's usually
I don't
like-
know.
I don't know.
It's
I don't
usually
know.
you just get started talking about your kids, and she opens the door, and she's like, okay, what actually happened?
Oh, yeah. The kids' stories. There's so many, though, which is great. I mean, sharing that room, it is kind of fun because I feel like, each of us bring a little something to the other class,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's a good distraction here and there. I know. I like to distract her class a lot, so.
Speaking of the
But
kids,
they hear everything over there,
yeah, but
and I never hear anything.
Yeah.
'Cause
no.
my voice obviously carries, and she's like, "You don't even know how loud you are." I'm like, "No, I don't." But
it doesn't feel like you're that loud when we're in there. And sometimes in her room, I can't even hear you, but she's also right next to the door.
yeah, sometimes I just scream for no reason,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta wake people up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the morning classes, oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I was
People
in a
just
morning
show up and they're
class.
like, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, we.
But it's
I'm
also
going.
the end classes too, because then
Oh, in classes, I'm telling you, 8th hour, those kids.
we're just
That's like
we get there.
getting them going is something because
It's
they're just
hard.
like, oh, we gotta do this.
Like,
I'm like,
last-
yes, we're doing this. today,"
last
so.
period is like for 8th hours on Fridays, and it's like we're so close to being done. Of course, this is the hardest one.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
But
to
we
just-
love it. They're learning
Yeah.
so much right now, and
That's good.
I feel good about it. I actually really enjoy all the classes right now that I'm teaching. I don't know. I started teaching a little different. I used a different curriculum a little bit this year, and I've really enjoyed it. And I don't know. I still think that some kids just don't listen to me, which is,
yeah.
that's the way it goes. But I try to bring some excitement. I
Oh,
wish
yeah.
math had more. I always stop in Mr. Meckelson's room, like they're always doing something great in there.
They
Yeah.
always
So
experiment
I
or
always
something.
just stop in to see what's going on, and it's like, man, I wish I could just blow something up today.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
Can't I just freeze this racquetball and throw it against the wall and just boom?
Yeah. That would.
Yeah, but I
That
can't.
fun
reminds
things
me
that go on in that room.
of last year when, I don't know, we shut off all the lights and then you started crunching lifesavers.
Oh yeah.
we
Yeah,
did
the
that last
sparks.
year.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, we used to take trips and we just have a whole bag of lifesavers. And in the night, if you crunch them, boom,
I
you get a
remember
spark. Yeah.
I don't.
Was that not algebra 2 class we did?
Yeah,
that?
it
Yeah.
was.
Did we see some sparks?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
like shut
Yeah.
all the curtains and we shut everything, and then I don't know. I think you might have had like you were hitting it on the table because you couldn't see it in people's.
Oh,
mouth.
I had a hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it
I
was.
did. Yeah,
And
I
you're-
think we got it sparked.
Yeah,
Though.
that's so weird. Like
Well,
what?
this year, in geometry, we were talking some quadrilaterals. Pretty big deal, four-sided figures, and boy, everybody loves it so much, But, we just talked about kites, and there's a couple kids that have never flown a kite before. So I wrote it on the board. When the first day is 65 degrees plus, with moderate wind, we're going outside and we're flying kites. We're gonna build a kite.
flying
We're
some
building the
quadrals.
kite, and we're going outside and we're gonna let them rip.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And what else you have written on your board? It's like
Karaoke party,
yeah.
in May, period 7. We're gonna
What
have
class is that?
Well, that's geometry as well.
Oh.
Yeah. But we're gonna find the best singer because we think everybody should have their own song. Like if there's one song that you think, I'm a terrible singer, but if there's one song, I'm not gonna ruin it because I gotta win this party. But if there was one song I just think I could sing, there's gotta be one for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Even when you have no voice to sing,
As long as you're having fun singing that song.
Yeah, just
It
let
don't
it go. I feel like the high notes make me squeak,
definitely. I'm definitely more of a low note person
Yeah.
than a high note.
But I don't know how to just I admire singers because I feel like they keep it. They don't shout when they sing, you
Yeah.
know. Like when I sing,
Yeah.
it's like I'm shouting, and then if you're karaoke, and I'm like, that is just the worst sound you could ever hear right now. How do these people do it? I wish I could sing. If I could do, that's one of. I wish I had a voice. I'd sing in front of everybody.
Yeah. Have you
Because
ever
you think about the national anthem when people sing, like everybody's like, "Whoa, that is so good."
That is true.
I want people to do that for me. It'll never happen, but it's one of those, fantasies right there.
Have you ever actually done karaoke in front of people?
Yeah. But we really shouldn't elaborate on those things.
All right,
but
yeah, right.
yeah.
I think I get what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm sure it was not very good. But in college, they had karaoke on, Thursday nights. So,
At Co.
yeah. Cohawks. Go Cohawks, baby.
Go Hawks.
Yeah. So Thursday night, it might have been I think Tuesday night was karaoke night. The nights run together. There was a night for everything in college.
I bet.
Yeah.
I'm excited for college, but also don't want to leave high school.
Yeah. Excited, scared, all those things.
Yep. That's
The
how I
main
feel
thing
right
people
now.
got to know is you gotta put your priorities straight right away. A lot of people don't have their priorities straight right away.
Yeah.
I may have that experience for a semester, and then I got them straight. I was like, ooh, that is not what I should have done that semester. And then my parents were like, if you don't figure this out, we're not gonna help you go to college anymore. So I was like, okay.
I'll figure that out.
As smart and as intelligent as everybody thinks I may be, I might have started off just not going to every class.
Did you like?
So I'm gonna tell you guys, go to class. It will pay off for you. All right, don't you dare miss that 8 o'clock physics class. All right, that is not good.
I know I miss a lot of school because of different things, but I do not like the feeling of missing school like that, like just because I just don't want to go.
Yeah,
Like,
you just don't feel like it.
You're, what people forget is you're paying for this.
Yeah.
Like, man, I was on the football team. We had guys that would like barely ever go to class. And guys that would go play like a football season and then they just forget about school the next semester. It's like we're not going to the NFL here, guys. Like you got to have a future here. So
Yeah.
most of them were really good student athletes, but there's a handful that maybe didn't get it figured out. But then they weren't there much longer. So
I kind of feel the same way. Like I don't like missing school. It's just weird.
I don't like it, but for some reason I seem to be doing it a lot. But it's for like other.
Yeah, you do. You just Ag, I gotta leave. I'm not gonna be here today.
If I could, I would do those after school, but
hey, it's good to be involved in all these things.
True.
People always help you get caught up.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. They know what you're doing. So
Yeah, definitely. Like in math when we were at state and I did not have my homework done, he gave me that extra time.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate
I mean,
it.
he's always gonna get it done. So
Yeah.
he's a smart guy. So I feel pretty confident in people's ability, and I'm a benefit of the doubt guy,
Mhm.
I don't, people have things going on. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna let it. I've had that bite me before, where it's like you might like pick a day and you're like, I'm just not happy with this, so I'm gonna let him have it,
Mhm.
and then you're like, find out like this one person,
Yeah.
didn't have a great, just couldn't get it done, and you're like, ooh.
My bad.
Yeah,
My
like,
bad. I'm
jeez,
so
I'm gonna
sorry.
have to watch myself here. So,
Yeah.
but some days I just go in full strength anyway. I think yesterday was one of those days. I was like, I'm gonna give it back to you. If you don't want to do it, I don't care.
Yep.
We're doing this. You're
Yeah.
gonna hear it out, and you're gonna get my 2 cents on everything. So,
because
Yep.
it's like there's not enough hours in the day, but then there are times where it's like I could be doing this right now, but then it's like at that point I'm just like,
oh yeah,
it's just so hard to get myself to do it when there's only a certain amount of time where I could just be doing.
people are
something.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy is good though.
Yeah.
If you're not busy, you get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
Not
I don't
everybody.
know
but,
what I
but
would do.
being part of something is, whatever you're part of, I think, number one, it shows like it builds who you are, and I just think everybody should get involved in something,
Yeah.
whatever it is, Obviously, I think our speech and drama is, huge. We got a ton of people out for speech, Shout out
It's
to
like second biggest organization at our school behind FFA, but
yeah, there's I think 40 some out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge. It's awesome. I think we had 38 out for football. And
Yeah.
that's for
Big
8
for
man.
our
For 8
school.
man, that's pretty good. I mean, we got a lot of people that want to be involved.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, and a lot of things.
because I feel
so.
like once you see the older, like when you're in junior high and you see how much fun the older people have, like why would you not want to do that?
Yeah,
Even if it's not like you're not like an all-star football player. Or
you don't have to be
Yeah.
part of. That's what I think people got to understand. But you gotta. I don't know. Everybody says like you should talk so and so and do this. They gotta want to do it too. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like you don't. I mean, you can obviously ask people and tell them you want them there, but if in their heart and their mind they're like they don't want to be there, then they're not going to get anything out of that, and they're not going to make your group,
Mhm.
better. But everybody
Yeah.
can change too. That's where you're young and you got to learn. You got to find your ways. So
Definitely. Alrighty. what are we at? 54 minutes.
Oh dang,
That's
I
a
a
think
long
it's
one.
good
yeah.
episode.
My kids are gonna be
Longest
like, my
one.
kids are gonna be like,
Yeah.
where have you been? Yeah, and they're gonna be mad at me. So
well.
Alrighty.
I love it. If you guys, need need a guest appearance, obviously, I love the Brohara dessert here. So weekly Aaron Rodgers,
There you go.
pop-ins.
Yeah.
Hey, sounds great.
I might just email you guys a question a week, and you can read it every
Perfect.
week and say
Perfect. That's a great
The
idea.
topic. Yeah.
random topics
From Mr.
from
Bowlin.
Mr. B.
Sounds
Come
in.
perfect.
All right, I love it. Appreciate it, guys.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I could have talked to you for hours.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Number 1.5. All right. Everybody else also. I love all the other people, obviously,
Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in this week's podcast. Have a great day.